No, I cannot give another chance, girl. Oh, yeah. I just swerve, dog, and now I know. I swear you gotta live and learn. She just wanted money and the Gucci with some fur. Oh, I did too much, now I gotta do me first. Bitch, don't kill my vibe now. When you talking, swear that all I hear is lies now. Back in the day, I would swear you ain't that kind now. Took a time out just to set a vibe now. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. She throwing tantrums, swear I need it all, girl, and some. She blowing on my phone, I can't answer. No, I cannot give another chance, girl. Oh, yeah. I just swerve, dog, and now I know. I swear you gotta live and learn. She just wanted money and the Gucci with some fur. Oh, I did too much, now I gotta do me first. Bitch, don't kill my vibe now. When you talking, swear that all I hear is lies now. Back in the day, I would swear you ain't that kind now. Took a time out just to set a vibe now. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. She throwing tantrums, swear I need it all, girl, and some. She blowing on my phone, I can't answer. No, I cannot give another chance, girl. Oh, yeah. I just swerve, dog, and now I know. I swear you gotta live and learn. She just wanted money and the Gucci with some fur. Oh, I did too much, now I gotta do me first. Bitch, don't kill my vibe now. When you talking, swear that all I hear is lies now. Back in the day, I would swear you ain't that kind now. Took a time out just to set a vibe now. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you on, I need a truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you on, I need a truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. She throwing tantrums, swear I need it all, girl, and some. She blowing on my phone, I can't answer. No, I cannot give another chance, girl. Oh, yeah, I just swerve. Dog, and now I know, I swear you gotta live and learn. She just wanted money in the Gucci with some fur. Oh, I did too much, now I gotta do me first. Ah, bitch, don't kill my vibe now. When you talking, swear that all I hear is lies now. Like in the day, I would swear you ain't that kind now. Took a time out just to set a vibe now. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you on, I need a truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you on, I need a truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you on, I need a truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you on, I need a truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. She throwing tantrums, swear I need it all, girl, and some. She blowing on my phone, I can't answer. No, I cannot give another chance, girl. Oh, yeah, I just swerve. Dog, and now I know, I swear you gotta live and learn. She just wanted money in the Gucci with some fur. Oh, I did too much, now I gotta do me first. Ah, bitch, don't kill my vibe now. When you talking, swear that all I hear is lies now. Like in the day, I would swear you ain't that kind now. Took a time out just to set a vibe now. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you on, I need a truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you on, I need a truth, but you should slide through, we could do some.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back with another sold out Music Monday, man. We're back with another Music Monday on this Monday, man. Y'all smash the like button, sub up to the channel if you haven't done so already, man. My name is Jeremy Jones, and obviously, as I was just doing the intro, I made content about sneakers, man. I almost thought it was sold out because it ain't Wednesday yet or Saturday, because y'all know, so that's when we hit that. So Dunks, who is normally on the live with me, he is working overtime, getting that extra bread. So that's why Dunks been able to cop all these, you know, exclusive heats lately, man. So salute to Dunks. He's planning on joining me if he can make it home in time. So let me see what we got in the chat, and I'm gonna go over the topic. We're talking GloRilla and Finesse2Tymes, man. I mean, Finesse2Tymes is the exact way to say his name, right? Okay. I don't want to butcher his name because, to be honest, I'm gonna keep it 100. Honestly, both of these music artists, I was butchering their name probably like a week ago. Like, I always thought it was GloRilla, but it's actually GloRilla, right? Okay. And then Finesse2Tymes, I always, for the longest, right? And Manny had been kind of putting, like, this dude's, like, he's been using some of his famous lines that he's known for, you know what I'm saying? It's cool when they do it, but when I do it, you know, that little saying that he says, that's Finesse2Tymes. So I was like, man, I never put two and two together, and I thought his name was Finesse to rhymes, finesse to rhymes, but it's actually Finesse2Tymes. And I actually watched the Breakfast Club interview today that he did last week. So of course, about the topic, y'all know I want to touch on pretty much this GloRilla and Finesse2Tymes, which they're both signed to, I think, Yo Gotti's label, which I think one is signed to Yo Gotti and then the other one is signed to Moneybagg Yo. I believe Finesse2Tymes is signed to Moneybagg Yo and Rap A Lot label, so don't quote me on that, but I will say they're signed to both of those. So honestly, they kind of fall under the same umbrella because they're both from Memphis to the best of my knowledge, so it makes sense why they're touring together. So, you know, GloRilla has really stepped up and really brought out the game. So I want to say during this live, this is not like to bash at either one of these two, because if you think about it, what's going on, it says GloRilla and Finesse2Tymes concert Stampede victims family plans to sue, you know, these two rappers for what happened. Because if you haven't been living under a rock, I believe there's been 3 people who died within the crowd. You know, this is all alleged. I don't know. I'm just going off what's already reported. Apparently 3 people have died during this concert. And if you think about it, I instantly, when I think about saying this, I can't help but think of Travis Scott concert that happened a couple years ago, where pretty much they had the same scenario at like Astro World, right? That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Astro World. So I'm not trying to tie 2 and 2 together, but think about it. Travis went through it, and it just feel like you see how hard it was for Travis to recover from this. I honestly will say this though. I don't think these two artists will have a harder time bouncing back than Travis. And let me clarify this. I don't think Travis fell off or anything, but, you know, Travis just kind of had to lay low for a little bit, even though he's been in some recent trouble, because that was the last Music Mondays. But, you know, that's like, to be honest, what happened, what I reported on last Monday, I feel like that's just regular degular stuff. Like, even if all that's true, some money's going to make that go away. Now, the bigger one where people's deaths and involved and stuff like that, that's going to be an issue, man. So let me see who we got in the chat real quick. Looks like we got Jay. He says, yo, what up, Jay? Then we got the Slayer, says, yerp, what up? So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here in just like 2 seconds. But my thing is I want to say about this is about GloRilla, right? And I have to really think when I say her name. But I don't know. It seems like ever since she's came out, and we could say this probably about any music, like artist or just basketball player or sports player or anybody, you know, in the form of color. I hate to say this, but it seems like when they get on and popping, it seems like the trouble in the media just wants to put them in any way negative light. And I'm not here. I don't want to do that tonight, man. But I will say this. In the last few months with GloRilla, we've had pretty much I guess their driver got caught with that thing on him in New York. I'm going to go over that before I touch this whole like Stampede victims thing. This is all alleged. Just throwing it all out there because I ain't got time for no paperwork, because I just got out paperwork. But yeah, apparently her driver got caught with that thing in New York. Now, if you're not familiar, and if Manny was here or anybody from New York that's in, chime in. Pretty much in New York, from the best of my knowledge, they're one of the most strict areas when it comes to firearms and guns. You know, whether you are concealed, whether you have the proper paperwork to have it with you legally or not. But and this is my case, I thought with New York, and it's the same thing that applies to DC. I thought if your job required you to have one and you have the proper paperwork saying that you are that type of situation, this is why your job requires XYZ, and you have the proper permits and everything like that. I thought that pretty much excluded, like to the best of my knowledge, that's the only real way you can have one in New York. That thing, you know what I'm saying? So apparently her driver got caught with it. And then apparently, even before then, we seen where GloRilla's pretty much had an incident where some water got thrown on her and she fired her bodyguard because he wasn't supposed to. She wanted them, this is all alleged, apparently she wanted them to beat them up for throwing water on her, which I don't know. I guess she's saying do your job, and he's thinking like, well, you know, there's a gray area of doing the job. I don't know. So we're going to dissect that tonight for sure. We got J-Rod in the building, says, what up? What up, J-Rod? What up? What up? Y'all smash that like button as y'all come on up in that joint, man. That helps get things like motivated for sure, man. So like I said, I'm going to touch on GloRilla first. Now, Finesse2Tymes. Now, I'm going to say this. After hopping on the interview that he did with the Breakfast Club, they asked him like 1 or 2 questions about it because they said, you know, we got to bring it up. From what he said, and this is all alleged, and from what I got from the interview, he said that Finesse2Tymes said that when all that went down, he had already left. He had already, I guess, done his show and done his set and dipped. He was on his way to the Breakfast Club to do the interview. So that's his story. But I mean, with a name like Finesse2Tymes, it seems like he already had a legit story already together. I don't know. I'm just saying he ready. You know what I'm saying? And still, he's one of the people who hasn't, apparently he hasn't long been got out, right? And I'm not judging him, but what I'm saying is, when they ask questions about him, he won't even tell you what he was in there for. So I mean, he's moving correctly, and I'm not saying GloRilla is not right, but I'm just saying it seems like a lot of things fall to her really, really quickly. So I think I'm gonna touch on the water situation. Now that was back on March 2nd that was reported, and then the driver situation, I want to say actually that was in February 24th. So I'm gonna touch on GloRilla's driver arrested for gun possession, right? I want to go over the article, see what happened, because this apparently was from February 24th that it was reported. Now, I'm pretty sure homie's not locked up. He was arrested, but I'm pretty sure whatever it is, he don't made bail. And to be honest, like I said, if he's qualified to have it, even if you haven't, I'm not the law here, but I'm almost positive you're registered somewhere else, and that's your, especially with him being registered and being in that line of work, if he showed that he's hired to do that and has the proper certificates to say to fit all that, I think he'll most likely get it dropped. But again, I don't know, because I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, I'm not anything. I'm just going off this is my thing, right? How I look at how the law should work and how it actually works, totally two different things. I'm gonna just say that off rip. I will say that, and I've said that to anybody. How I feel like, okay, cool, if that's his job, how is he supposed to secure her without a proper weapon? You know, I mean, what's the point if you know what I'm saying? The driver may also be the security guard, you know, in this case, because she just fired her bodyguard. So he may double down as both. And I think that's what her story is. But anyway, I'm going to share my screen real quick. We're going to get it popping. And hopefully Dunk's hopping this joint. Y'all smash that like button. I only plan to be on for like an hour and 30 minutes tonight, man. Y'all know I got more content coming through the way. And just fun fact, man, if y'all seen the stuff that went down on Twitter, and I know this is a little off mode, but if y'all seen the things that went down on Twitter yesterday, man, if I was a little out of pocket, I do apologize. I never meant to like offend anybody or anything like that. I just want to get to the source of things and look like we figured that out. So again, I have nothing against nobody else. I just call them how I see them. And at the end of the day, like I said, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. They're going to keep doing what they're doing. And I respect everybody up in the sneaker YouTube space. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it 100. So if anybody thinks as I got something against anybody, it's not that. I just wanted to, you know, you see one thing, and a lot of people thought what I thought, you know, and I'm going to just leave it there. But anyway, let me share my screen real quick. We're going to get it popping. And let's see, boom, right here to share my screen. Now, this first article I got up, this is GloRilla's driver arrested for gun possession. Now, this was reported February 24th, just like I was telling you guys earlier, man. So apparently, right, and this is in New York, and I told y'all New York is one of the most strictest gun laws. Says a spokesperson for the NYPD issued a statement to XXL regarding Cameron Blackman's arrest. Okay, so Cameron, it's actually Cameron. I'm butchering this dude's name. Cameron Blackman's arrest earlier this week. It reads Wednesday, February 22nd. So it happened on the 22nd, but they didn't get it out. The article didn't come out till 24th. Says on Wednesday, February 22nd, approximately at 19:30 hours, which is 7:30 p.m., police officers observed a illegally parked Beanti of East 15th Street and Irving Place with confines of the 13th precinct. Upon further investigation, the 47-year-old male operator was found to be in possession of 2 firearms. Okay, so it's not just one, it's 2. Okay, we're getting to some here with this, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was just one of them things, but apparently it was 2 firearms and a switchblade. Yeah, this man sounds like all of a security person to me, but I'm no genius, but that's just what I'm getting from it. The individual was taken into custody at the same scene. There were no reported injuries as a result of the incident. I mean, yeah, he just got the firearms. I mean, I'm assuming that's what security. But see, they didn't. I guess maybe he may not have the proper security paperwork. You know, he's the driver, but I don't know. This is just what they're trying to get at. But then again, New York don't really care what it is. It seems like they just have to bring you in, and you just have to fight it from that way. And I think minimum gun charge in New York, minimum, if found guilty, minimum, to the best of my knowledge, is 5 years minimum. Don't quote me, but I believe minimum, whether you use that thing or not, even if you shot yourself, because we've seen that situation happen in New York, even if you shoot yourself, you still got to do a minimum of 5. You know, maybe get out early on good behavior. And I could be wrong, but that's always what I thought it to be. The following individual has been arrested and charged in regard to the above incident. Blackmon Cameron, 47-year-old male, charges criminal possession of weapon, 4 counts. So they got to double it. I mean, because he had 2 guns and a switchblade, but that's 4 counts. Stopping, standing, parking, permitted violation. Oh, okay, so they hit him with that too. The parking lot violation that's a fine. They good with that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't tripping. It's that thing. That's the real one. Original story. GloRilla's driver had a run-in with the law earlier this week, according to a TMZ report published on Friday, February 24th. GloRilla's driver was arrested and charged with gun possession on Wednesday night, February 22nd in New York. The driver, identified as Cameron Blackmon, was entering the Ivory Plaza the Ivory Plaza concert venue. Right, I butchered that all the way up. Entering the Ivory Plaza concert venue in Manhattan when he set off the metal detectors inside the venue. I mean, if he got him on, so that means he had him on him to take him in there. This alerted the NYPD. Wow, their metal detectors immediately alerts to the police. I had no idea. Like, it's alerted who investigated the scene. Like, I'm assuming it got to be police already on site. Because, I mean, I just know they made noise. I didn't know they sound like a sing. Maybe I'm just reading a little too much of that, or I'm like on another planet right now. But y'all work with the kid. This alerted the NYPD, who investigated the scene and discovered Blackmon sitting in the driver's seat of an SUV. So he must have heard him went off and went back outside with it. SUV along with 2 semi-automatic pistols. Wow, he didn't even have them like concealed. Like, dog, my thing is go put him up in the car, stay with him. Or just go put him up in the car and go back inside. I mean, if you supposed to be their protector, either way, at this point, you're going to have to use your fist. You know what I'm saying? Police arrested Blackmon with 4 counts of criminal possession of firearm, ammo, and a switchblade. Oh, okay. So he got 2 guns. That's 2 things. And you got the ammo, and then you got the switchblade. So that's 4. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? 2. Yeah, because he hit him. Come on, man. Y'all don't got to give him. I know that's how the law works, but I don't like how is it automatically 2 different charges? Like, I guess because 2 guns equal 2 charges. I get it, but I don't like it. I'll put it like that. Additionally, Blackmon received a parking ticket for parking in the neutral zone in front of the Ivory Plaza. My thing is this, I feel like this. If she's there to perform and work, those people should have something already like paperwork wise for them guys to come through with what they need to do. And they need to have like parking permits for these people because they're obviously VIP. I'm not saying she's a host of the show, but obviously she's very important. You know, my thing is she's not coming there for free. The rapper's all the way from Memphis. So if she's showing there, she's showing up there to work. You know what I'm saying? What else would she be showing up there for? Double XL has reached out to the NYPD and GloRilla's publicist for comment. Of course, they have not said anything. I ain't got to read that far to know, but we'll see. GloRilla was at Urban Plaza performing a scheduled concert, exactly, which went off without a hitch. The media outlet reported that the FNF rapper brought out Brooklyn drill artist Lola Brooke and Cardi B, who joined Glo to perform their hit song Tomorrow 2. So, I mean, yeah, a lot of them was there. And, I mean, my thing is this. GloRilla security / driver got that thing. I'm pretty sure Cardi B's security got the same thing. Maybe because they're from there and they got a little bit more leeway. I don't know. Maybe because she's from there. Who knows? But, yeah, that's where probably the problem comes into play, too. You out of town, different vehicle. But, I mean, they had to get there some way. Even if they flew in, I'm assuming they flew into New Jersey and drove in. You know, New Jersey's gun laws is different than New York's. We'll take it with that too. Glo is currently hitting cities on her Anyways Life's Great tour in support of the latest project of the same name. The 23-year-old rapper endured some drama while on her trek. Okay. Earlier this month, GloRilla had water. Okay, so this actually did happen before, but I do got the water story. I do want to pull up the water story just to see what's up. But yeah, I knew something happened because, like I said, this is something that she's kind of been. I don't know. The tour hasn't been moving smoothly other than these two incidents. But you know, everybody got to make a big deal and talk about them. Earlier this month, GloRilla had a water splashed on her by an unruly fan after she left an after party where she was reportedly supposedly to perform but never hit the stage. So she didn't even perform once they threw the water on her. Wow. I thought she was performing. This is why you got to read and go back. Because I thought she was already performing and a fan threw the water on her. Because I just saw where, I think on Yak, like Kodak's situation, somebody threw some water on him and he stopped it, threatening to take off his belt. But in the video that surfaced on the event, it shows Glo and her team walking towards the exit when someone splashed the rappers and her entourage with that appears to be clear liquid. A person from Glo's team starts to argue with a fan before they move along. So apparently this has already happened. I think this is the video for it right here on somebody's Instagram. Let me see if I can get the stories real quick. If it got audio, I really don't want to play it, but I'm going to see what I can do. Hold on, let me see. It should be low anyway. So they're walking to the stage. There you go. Somebody threw water on her right there. Okay. There we go. Wow. This chick is mad. So the person, normally when somebody do it, they're not even trying to hide. You know, normally they try to hide. Like, I don't know who did it. This person's really standing up like they really about it and ready to go, man. Like, holy crap. Let me get in this some more. Hold on. You behind a whole bar, chick. Why? You're there to see her. Like, I'm pretty sure if GloRilla... This is my thing. I don't know if y'all ever been to events, right? But, and this was me back in the day. You can go to a spot where you normally go to, the price is this. But if they got special guests coming through, it's usually double that. Because whatever they tend to make, obviously they putting that towards the person to show up. You know what I'm saying? It looks like a strip club, to be honest, but let's see. They were throwing water bottles last night after GloRilla was paid $30K to perform and she left without touching the mic swipe. So I want to know. I know this, right? And I'm no genius, but to the best of my knowledge, when it comes to these performances, at least on the hip hop side of things, everybody's always said the same thing. They said, like, if you getting $30K for a show, it's usually 15. They have to pay you half before you even show up. They give you 15 up front, and then you get the rest of it once you arrive. Now, since she didn't hit the stage, but she still showed up, I'm wondering if she still got the rest of the back end. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to count her pockets, but I'm just curious if she got the back end. That's all. Let me see what this is about. So that's the end of that one. That was short. So let's see. She will be performing live, not hosting, not a walkthrough. She will be performing live in Oakland, California tonight. So I don't know. In response, GloRilla jumped on her Twitter account to inform fans that she was booked to perform only for hosting a gig. Oh, so that's where that comes in. So she said she was only supposed to host anyway. And let me clarify this, right? I believe, and I don't know who's right because I ain't seen the paperwork and this is all alleged. Let's see. No Hype says, yo, what's goody, fam? What up, No Hype? But my thing is this. The reason I'm going to ride with GloRilla on this, and I'm not picking sides, like I said, I barely listen to any of her music to keep it 100. But I'm going to say this. I know for a fact those same spots where if it's not a true, actual, like, let me clarify this. It's not like a actual music performance, like those clubs and stuff like that. Those artists do come to those clubs for that quick check. But they say it always comes through as counted as like hosting on their end. Like they get that, you know, I'm assuming for an actual show, it's more than 30K. Like the 30K is for the walkthrough. And I'm pretty sure if she's doing 30K for a walkthrough for a performance, she wants 60, you know? And then you know how the labels and stuff like that work. And I'm just guessing. I don't know, but I'm assuming that's why I got to ride with her on this one. But what the club says is GloRilla will be here tonight, and you're assuming she's there to perform. Now, will they play a few of their songs and she do a couple little sing-alongs to turn the club up? Sure. And let me, like, I know because I went through this similar experience before way back in the day. Said this person gonna be there, and the person didn't show up. Let me put it this way: if the club closed at 3, that person got there at 2. They didn't come out on the stage until like 2:50. I'm gonna be keeping 100. They came out at like 2:30 a.m. Got off the stage. They was only there for 15 minutes, and when they got off the stage in like 10 minutes, it like last call, and everybody had to leave. And that person still got a whole check. Now they like sung along to a few of their songs, got the club hype real quick, and then dipped. I mean, that's what a hosting gig is. I hate to say it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. J Rod says, I went to a Kid Cudi concert years ago and show her up 3 hours late. Oh wow, he showed up 3 hours late. I believe it. That's another thing. They're never on time, and I hate when they say like, I've been to an actual concert too. Let me clarify this. I actually went to a concert. This was years ago as well. I've only been to one music concert where the person, and it was an R&B person. They actually started on time. Ironically, they had one person come out and introduce. But if it's a hip hop show, let me put it this way: if they say doors open at 8 for a performance, the main event person, they're not gonna show up until at least 11 p.m. because there's going to be several different opening acts before the main event gets there. I mean, it gets to the point where you're almost like, man, I want my money back. You know what I'm saying? It almost gets to that point sometimes. So I'm just like, I've been there where, it takes a little too long for some of these truckers to come out, man. And I'm going to just keep it 100 on that one. So that's pretty much GloRilla's arrest. Now, I do want to say this because we did see this bodyguard eventually spoke out. That happened where pretty much GloRilla's former bodyguard fired for not beating up the person who threw the water, right? So that is what he is come up with. So we seen this, and then after that, we're gonna touch on the shooting situation as far as like, them trying to sue Finesse2Tymes. Because I want to call him Finesse2Rhymes for some reason, but it's Finesse2Tymes. Because when I listen to his music, he even says 2 times. So yeah. We're going to touch on that in a second, but I do want to touch on this about GloRilla's former bodyguard fired for not beating up the person who threw the water. This is my thing. So GloRilla's bodyguard, she fired him for not taking up for the water situation because they're supposed to go beat the person up. I mean, that we've seen with the baby security guard, the baby will just handle himself. But we seen it where his bodyguard actually, they don't knocked out some females in general too, and nothing happened because that was just quote unquote their job. But I say all that to say, like, now she has no bodyguard, or maybe she has bodyguard, because I'm assuming this dude who's the driver, he has to be doubling down as the bodyguard as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost positive that's how, not to bring Tori into this, but I think that was his situation. His driver was also the security guard. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a thing. All the way. No Hype says, I went to a Bone Thugs and that's how it was. Midnight came and they hadn't came out. So I bounced in as I was getting in my car. They came out. I was pissed. Bro, it's annoying, yo. I'm going to keep one. It's super freaking annoying. Like, why schedule the concert for like, hey, yeah, Bone Thugs, we'll just make up a random time, 9 o'clock. No, I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, I was young back then, so I toughed it out. Now, in my middle-aged years, I'm still, I'm a little young, but at the same time, ask anybody know, man. I don't play with sleep no more. When I'm tired, I'm going to bed. When I go to bed, I'm rocking, man. I don't care if I'm off the next day and it's the weekend and it's like, okay, cool, the concert is this. My thing is this: if the joint start at 8. The main event need to be there by 9. We shouldn't be waiting 3, 4, 5, 6 hours for this person to come out. And then what kills me is they actually have local groups. When I went there, and I'm pretty sure a similar situation, they have some people you never heard of, and then there are some local groups that you may have heard of. So they let the local groups open up first, and then the person that actually opens up for them, then they come out. So it's going to be some local groups you never heard of. I'm like, what the heck? They do like 1 or 2 songs. And then finally it's like, okay, well, I know who this is. And then like I heard of them. And then it's like they prioritize them like who's the hottest. You know what I'm saying? And then like, honestly, to keep it 100, the concert that I did go to where they did this, R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle, he wasn't the main event back then. The Game was. I went to the Game's concert. But Nipsey was like the runner up for like the main event. So there was a lot of local acts, and then some of J Rock was there. J Rock came out, and then a few other like West Coast artists, and then Nipsey came out, and everybody got rocking. And finally, the Game came out because at the time, the Game was like the hottest rapper at the time. So when I went there, so yeah. Fun fact for you guys, just in case you didn't know that. Smash the like button, by the way. Let's see. Jay Brooks says, don't ever buy tickets to see Lauryn Hill. You want to talk about late? Laughing my ass off. She barely showed up. Damn. See, I think my thing is, bro, like, I need to have a little bit more respect for and I'm talking to music artists. Like, I understand, like, I need, like, don't set it, or I don't know if it's the music artist or the club or the venue that they do, but y'all need to get the times in sync, bro. And that's my thing. Y'all know what people are paying to come see. I mean, yeah, we don't mind seeing a few, like, open acts, right, here and there. But at the same time, I don't think it shouldn't be no more than, like, 3 open acts tops. At best, 4. But I say, honestly, it shouldn't be no more than 2. It should be 1, a middle person, and then the main event. That's just how I feel about it. 4 tops, but 3 should be really the tops, if you ask me. Mike Pango in the building says, I never been to a concert. This is just sad to hear. See? And the thing is, Mike Pango, you know I'm not making it up because you've heard 2 different people say the exact same experience. One person, like, who was that? No Hype said he just left. Bro, I'm going to be honest. And then don't let it be one of those, like, Broccoli Fest joints where it's people that's going all day. Honestly, you just have to pretty much leave early and just pretty much spend all your money there. Because if you wait late, you miss some good acts in between. Especially if they're in between shows. Like, I seen Cardi B and Offset. That's the only time them joints really come out on time. But the sad part is you don't know when they're coming out or what order. They just literally, you don't know. They get like a 30-minute break to set up the next event, and then they go right into it. Again, and even I was so far from like the stage, it was, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing too. I'm like, there's only like the Game concert you could really read. He actually brought everybody up on stage because not that many people actually showed up to keep it 100. But even with not that, that's the sad part, homie. Come on, man. Honestly, you didn't fill the house out. No, just not taking shots at them, but y'all didn't fill out the show. And this is my thing. It wasn't filled up. You could have I say at best 100 people there. If that, you all can come on and get the hell on, man. Y'all on this road and everything. Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Because they ain't fly in. It was definitely a tour bus thing. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. J-Rod says the Game killed G-Unit. He didn't. What you mean, like rap-wise, or the fact that he got kicked out? Because I think 50 kicked him out first. But I mean, he did do that 300 miles on run. I'm a big Game fan, by the way. But of his old stuff, not the new stuff, but the old stuff, I think, yeah, he held his own out of there. I'll say that. If you're talking music-wise, J-Rod. No Hype says, I can't be burning the midnight oil anymore. I'm going on 38 rap-wise. Okay, rap-wise, got you. And I feel you all the way, No Hype. And that's exactly what I'm saying, bro. I feel you all the way. Like, no cat, like, ain't nobody up at midnight. You know what I'm saying? And if I am up at midnight, best believe I'm in the process of falling to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And if I am up at midnight and I'm also not only in the process of falling asleep, I'm usually off the next day because I know I'm finna sleep in a little bit and I get up early. But I will say this, J-Rod. We're going to get a little off mode a little bit. The Game definitely was that dude at one point. You know what I'm saying? To keep it 100, he came out lyrical, you know what I'm saying? I think he came out swinging out the gate, but his time came and went, you know? But lyrically, I think, you know, and then I don't know. He seems like, I can see why him and Kanye get along if you catch my drift. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to just leave it at that. Look like we got the Discord kind of going off, man. So we got a few people coming in there. But anyway, man, again, if y'all haven't signed up for the sold out Discord, man, it's pinned up in the chat, and smash that like button for the people that's coming in and out. But I want to touch on this one. GloRilla's former bodyguard fired for not beating the person up who threw water. Jay Brooks says, I love Game's first tour albums. Probably the documentary was dope. The documentary, I will arguably say, is his best album. The documentary, Devil's Advocate, I like that one as well. But I'll say the documentary is probably his best body of work. I know he did a documentary too. I was not a fan. I think he's a good featured person too. Jesus Piece was pretty nice. But I think he's more of like now. I say the same about Wayne. You know, Wayne's a GOAT, but after a certain period of time, I just want to hear him featured. You know, and maybe games should take the feature route. You know, like as in like yes, he's still dope enough to rap, but just do a couple features and just to keep your stuff relevant. You know, and I know Lil Wayne's probably done more features than probably majority of the rappers has been, you know, out there. So, but let me read this article. Real says the former security personnel said that he wasn't about to cop an assault charge and lose his license over past incident. Okay, so he was like, yeah, I'm not putting my job on the line, but either way, you lost your job, sir. You know what I'm saying? Yo Gotti and GloRilla responds to Oakland Water Thorn performance incident. Do I want to play this? Let me see if it has any music on it real quick. It says documentary 2 and 2.5 were filtered tracks, unfortunately. Yeah, I saw that. I don't think there should have been a 2.5. I don't think there should have been a 2. But let me see if this got any music on here. I haven't actually played this. Hold on. I think it's got an ad. Cool. The ad is actually on mute, thank God. So, yeah, well, actually, yeah, it's already on mute. So I'll see what this is saying. So sometimes they don't actually say anything, and sometimes it's just kind of words on the screen. But I just kind of want to see what this video is real quick, everybody. I know it's probably going to, yeah, it's just words on the screen. So it says, Yo Gotti and GloRilla has undoubtedly quick rise to the overpass few years. Okay, so yeah, they're just going over some stuff, but they said they respond. But I'm going to pause that. I'm just going to read through the rest of the article. Let's see. GloRilla's former bodyguard said that she fired him for not going back to beat up the person who threw the water at her at an Oakland venue. Moreover, he maintained that he did his job in the moment, protecting Glo and making sure that she got out of safety. However, the Memphis MC apparently told him to go back to the venue and make a vengeful attack on the corporate. I did my job. It's complete, he said during the video rant. To be fair, he said that he would have been much harsher to the crowd if they actually posed a threat or attacked them outright. I mean, but water is, this is my thing, right? Hitting somebody with water is still in my, and I'm not the law guy, right? I'm not the law guy. Don't quote me. And that's the video I see down here up on the screen. I'm not the law guy, but to the best of my knowledge, and if I'm wrong, y'all feel free to correct me. Hitting somebody with water is still an assault. It's just, I know personally, like you, if somebody spit on you, that's an assault charge too. So water is the same concept. Because I mean, if her mouth been on it, I mean, what's the bigger difference? She's hitting her with the water. So I feel like he has the right to then, you know, I ain't say rough her up, but he can take it deeper than what it can be. You know, he can get a little bit more physically because she's was assaulted first. Now your job is to defend in her honor. So I can see both sides, but I can see where Glo is coming from. Again, I'm not trying to defend Glo all the way across the board because she's just a hot young thing right now. But I'm just saying I see where that is. Mike Penguin says his license is what more important. Working for GloRilla probably sucks anyway. Yeah, I get that because he didn't want to risk that charge. But my thing, I'm assuming if you go do what she asked you to do, she's going to make sure she still keeps you on the payroll, help you fight your case. And I don't know, but I would hope if you're having your bodyguard take it to that level, you know, and that's what they're supposed to do, then yeah, because my thing is he's not going to lose the license if he don't lose the case. And if they got proof that the person, the corporate, whoever started it, he's doing that in self-defense for Glo, you know, I ain't saying go out there and take the girl out, but I mean, he could have like shoved her or something because, like I said, the baby's security guard don't play and the baby himself don't play, but the security guard is literally started stepping in way more. Let's see. However, he stood by the fact that the person who threw the water was throwing it from the side in the crowd. As much as such, he didn't have much reason to go to get confrontational, as they weren't directly in the rapper's face. In fact, the former bodyguard said that he wouldn't risk losing his license or catching an assault charge for petty and unwarranted retaliation. So yeah, he said he felt there wasn't need to retaliate. It's not like Glo was scared or directly in danger, and the bodyguard defended the fact that he did what he had to do and nothing more. So this is the video. I'm gonna play this. Hopefully there's no music. So GloRilla's former bodyguard says he was fired and he refused to go back inside the venue and beat up an angry fan who threw the water. So let's see what this says real quick. Let me see.
So all that extra, man, I don't want to hear none of this shit. I got like that safe. She making videos, ain't she? Can talk to y'all, can you know what I'm saying? Cause she talk to me. You know what I'm saying? You alive. God led us. We out there, motherfucker. I did my job. It's complete. You know what I'm saying? But far as go over there and whoop that motherfucker like that, nah, I ain't that type of. I ain't gonna go there and whoop nobody. But they in front of our face, and they did this. Mama whooped the brakes off there. They're gonna be sleep, snoring, ugly. Her wig would have been all of them. They would have mopped the floor with that motherfucker the next day. You know what I'm saying? If she was through that wall in our face, you know what I'm saying? But she didn't do that. She did this shit from the side, from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna go back and whoop nobody. You know why? This called assault charge. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lose my motherfucking license.
So from what he's saying, that it wasn't a real major threat. And again, this is the video. I'm not gonna play this one because it's got all the music going on in the back. But that's pretty much what he's saying that's happened. So I kind of see both sides. He's saying that, you know, she threw it from the side. It barely touched her to begin with. It wasn't a big deal. But, I mean, that's not how Glo is obviously seeing it, right? That's what makes, at the end of the day, I guess Glo here isn't in the wrong. I mean, I guess he really, you know, I mean, if he's that dude, I mean, either way, is he really going to get a job again, too? Now that because if they know that's her former security guard and he, you know, if she's not confident in him, who's going to be confident in him? Like, confident and say, like, hey, they're going to hold it down. Moreover, the incident stemmed from miscommunication between the FNF Stars Camp, the venue promoters, in the crowd. According to the promoters, they paid Glo to perform, not host or do a walkthrough, and her team agreed. As such, the venue promoted the event as a performance. Wow, I'm not surprised. Not only an appearance. However, both Yo Gotti and Glo clapped back, said that they didn't come such as an agreement. Not only that, but they claimed that the promoters did not pay them enough for an actual performance. I believe, I'm not trying to take up for Yo Gotti and them because they the artists and them, but they right. $30K to perform. The CMG wrote alongside laughing emojis on Instagram. You must have booked Lil Glo, not Big Glo, CMG hashtag. Furthermore, Glo took to Twitter to voice her frustration. Ain't no spit on SHIT because that's blurred out. Ask that hoe how that face feel though. No way you think of performing when you pay for a hosting. Crazy tale self. If the bodyguard story is correct, one thing is for sure, going back to be a disappointed fan up would have been an even bigger mess to clean up. Regardless, stick around and they'll have more news on Glo. So pretty much it says, this is crazy, man. This is one crazy thing. So apparently, yeah, I guess the bodyguard really was fired. And he's claiming it's not fair. So I'm not going to read through the article on this one again. So now I think this pretty much, we've covered the driver. So we're going to cover this third person. Pretty much they're going to sue, right? Allegedly. And I think TMZ broke the story first. So I want to go over what I see on pretty much, I want to say there's an article on Complex. It is right here. Pretty much a why. Pretty much this is pretty much Finesse2Tymes and pretty much the GloRilla, right? Family of victim who died in Stampede after GloRilla and Finesse2Tymes concert plan to sue. And honestly, I can say, we can all say we're probably not surprised at this one, right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm very curious, will it actually stick? You know what I'm saying? And let me clarify, you can sue anybody anytime for anything, apparently. Annoying, but you can. But I mean, can we really, I'm going to read through this article, but can we really blame either one of these artists? And keep in mind, Finesse2Tymes said when that happened, he wasn't even there. He was on the way to the Breakfast Club interview. So, I mean, at that point, he's got an alibi, you know, and suing them people is not going to be cheap. So whatever lawyer's taking it on pro bono, if the family don't got the money, I'm not saying they don't, but I'm just saying it's going to be a long fight. And honestly, if you look at this, Glo don't seem to be slowing down no time soon, and neither does Finesse2Tymes. Like, I feel like they're still gonna be on their grind doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Because reality is, honestly, we know about it, but it ain't like, how should I put this? They're not, this gonna come off wrong, but they're not like on Travis. They're not on the Astro World. This wasn't like an Astro World performance type of thing where everybody was there and the thing just got hectic. Granted, it is, but it ain't. It's at us. I think, I'm not sure. We'll see what it is. So, the family of the woman who died during the Stampede at the end of the GloRilla and Finesse2Tymes concert in Rochester, New York. Man, hey, y'all just gotta stay out of New York. Because this is the second incident in New York. New York just don't play. Have said they plan to sue the rappers per TMZ. 35-year-old Brandy Miller was one of the 3 people who died during the Stampede at the RIP to the families, man. And I know Glo and I know Finesse2Tymes said RIP to them as well. So obviously they definitely didn't want nothing like this to happen at one of their concerts, man. Either or. So they died during the Stampede at the end of. We got a new subscriber in the building, man. Appreciate you for subscribing. We got Matthew Nielsen. Hopefully I got the name correctly. Just subscribe, man. Appreciate that, man. Run it up, smash the like button, sub up, man. I'm gonna be on this joint for about another 30 minutes or so. But yeah, so this was saying like, where was I at? At the end, one of the 3 people who died during the Stampede at the end of the concert at Main Street Armory on March 5th. And her sister Michelle said the family is lawyering up. Meaning they're getting a lawyer. Lawyering up. I don't know why I'm butchering the word, but they're saying lawyer with ing, so they're getting a lawyer. So, yeah, I'm going to put my thoughts on this in a second. I'm going to read through this a little bit more. They plan to file a lawsuit against the 2 rappers, the venue, and the promoters who organized the concert. But what is it going to say, though? Because, you showed up on your own free will. But I don't know. I'm no lawyer. But they're trying to sue not just the 2 rappers, but they're obviously trying to sue the venue and the promoters who organized the concert. They've since spoken to various attorneys following the death of Brandy, who was pronounced dead after she was taken to a hospital in critical condition. Her sister added that the family had no plans to back down and seeking a high-profile attorney in the case. I'm assuming, right, and I don't know, but I'm assuming, right, these high-profile attorneys, as a person who's had several attorneys, man, I will say this. These people don't work for free. They don't work for free at all. And while they may be pro bono means whatever he wins from the case, the attorney wins from the case, he gets a percentage of the cut. And these, I don't know if y'all ever had an attorney before, man, and I don't want to bash the ones I've had previously. Hopefully they don't even keep up with me no more, because I'm going to keep it 100. One thing about an attorney, the minute you pay, once the case is over and you've already paid them what you owe them in, or they already got their cut, they no longer want to talk to you ever again. They got, because they got other, and not saying they're like, unless you're just like Kodak or something, you got that, like, you got it. Kodak got to keep one on profile. He got to keep one on payroll, because he's staying so much, what. But, and a lot of these rappers do. But for the average person who don't keep one on payroll, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, when you work pro bono, they're gonna work hard, but they're not, you know what I'm saying? They're really working for themselves because they're making sure they get paid. On top of not only say like they win the case, right? They work pro bono, right? I'm gonna say this right here. I'm gonna tell you how dirty some attorney. I'm not saying all attorneys, just in case I have to get one again. Hopefully that day never comes. I'm gonna tell you how dirty some of these attorneys have worked. And me and my dad talk about this almost every time we talk about it, because my dad, when I started going through legal stuff and like that, my dad went through a lot of the same stuff. I guess you can say like father, like son. But, we never spoke on it until I finally started going through it. But what I was trying to say is pretty much one thing about this, like if they work pro bono, think about this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to throw some numbers out there. Say they win the case for you and you get the settlement of $100,000. How much do you think the family finna get after that $100,000 once the lawyer take his cut? Sure, he say I'm only gonna take 10%, right? Cool. But there's also gonna be other little hidden fees in there that he's gonna incorporate, where to the point where that $100,000 gonna easily chop down to the family seeing like 50 or 60. Probably 60 if they're lucky. Now, I know what you're saying, Jeremy, that's still good money, but keep in mind we're saying family. So I'm assuming it's gonna be more than one person. when you divide roughly 60K between what, 2, 3, at minimum 2 people, if you divide 60 by 2, that's already a 30. I know what you're saying, still good money, but it's not a lifetime. It's not gonna bring your family member back, and it's not like a and I mean condolences to the people family, but this is my thing. When you break it down, however many people involved after the attorney gets his cut, because he gonna eat, he or she gonna eat, and they're gonna get paid. They're gonna, and it's so much so the attorney's gonna see their money first. They're gonna see the money before you. They're gonna get their cut before it touches your hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. You know, a lot of these people you see where you got an attorney, there's always options, but they're only working as hard as they can see potential in the case as well. From prior experience, and I'm just saying allegedly in my opinion. That's just from what I've noticed. You know what I'm saying? So after that says both other rappers reportedly left Main Street Armory prior to the fatal. This, I don't see how they're going to be able to make it stick against them, because this next statement says both other rappers reportedly left Main Street Armory prior to the fatal Stampede. So I'm assuming they left after. Does this mean they left after the whole Stampede? So if neither one of them were there, then I mean you can't really hold them accountable, that because it's the fact that that's their show, which police said was prompted by unfounded fears of gunfire among the audience. They have shared their condolences to the victims, and GloRilla said that she was heartbroken when she heard the news. Oh, so okay. The venue part may stick to it. They're not finna get a major lawsuit off it. They're not finna get no major bag off this, because if this is my thing, if GloRilla and Finesse2Tymes was already gone, and this is just a legend and what I'm getting from this article, if they were already gone after it already had, like if they were already gone and it happened after they left, they're not there. He literally said we wasn't even there. We heard about it like you all. You know what I'm saying? He said he wasn't there. And I'm assuming with them being attached to the same label in so many ways, right? Because I think he signed under Moneybagg Yo. And then obviously I think GloRilla is signed under Yo Gotti, which we know for a fact that Moneybagg Yo is signed under Yo Gotti. So really that's the same family. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. That's the same family, so to speak. I'm assuming if he left, she left. Even if they're in same vehicles, I'm assuming if she's the closing act, he's the one before her. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa, whoever the bigger artist is. But I think Glo got him technically. I'm not saying I like his music over her music, but I think like if you think of like the artist, I think we say Glo is on here and he's right there. You know what I'm saying? But both still doing their thing respectively. But I'm saying he said they already left according to the Breakfast Club interview. So I'm assuming they had already left. He said he wasn't there, but I'm assuming he meant they. You know, and I'm just assuming, I don't know, this is all alleged. So I don't see how they're gonna make it stick. Maybe on the venue and maybe the promoters. But I mean, what on grounds do they have to stand to say that all these people were responsible for something breaking off? Again, they said that they heard gunshots, and I think Finesse2Tymes said that it technically wasn't gunshots, it was something else. But again, he said he couldn't confirm because he wasn't there. Let's see. Glo put this out there, and this looks like a quote from her. It says, "I'm devastated and heartbroken over the tragic deaths that happened after Sunday's show." Keyword there we're going to take from this is after. After. Meaning the show had already ended, and that's what happened. So I'm assuming they did their songs and got the hell up. Because that's another thing, too. The artists don't hang around and party. They do their set and get the hell on. Especially if they're in different vehicles or in the same vehicle. You know, because they take tour buses and stuff, you know, if they're flying. But either way, with them being already in New York, I'm assuming they're in vehicles. There's no point to fly from one part of New York and another part of New York, to the best of my knowledge. I could be wrong. There's an exception to every rule for the guys who are like, oh, technically, I know what you mean. But that's what I'm going to say. Like, I'm assuming they had already, from what I'm getting from this, they had already left. You know what I'm saying? They had already left. That's what I'm getting from that. They had already left. So, I mean, can we really hold them accountable if they wasn't there? Y'all sign off in the chat for me on that one. Let's see. Says, wrote GloRilla on Twitter last week. My fans mean the world to me, with a sad emoji face, praying for their families and for a speedy recovery for everyone affected. That lets me know right there, my thing is maybe if they would have took a different approach, maybe GloRilla and Finesse2Tymes would have willing to help pay for the funeral. But now if you're suing them, then we'll see how it goes. But neither one of them seems to say. I'm assuming they already got lawyers ready for situations like this, I would hope. But it only sounds like they're even like thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to roll through a little bit more. That's pretty much a tweet right here on Twitter from GloRilla. So we're going to see pretty much what the rest of this says real quick, and then we'll close things out for the night for sure. Says the other two victims were confirmed, a 35-year-old Aisha Steffens and a 33-year-old Rahisha Belton. I know I butchered that name all the way. Y'all forget a kid. But yeah, RIP to the other victims, man. Because I think this is number 3. I think this is number 3. I thought it was 4, but it's actually 3. So that confirms 3 people. Yeah, so the other 2 were already, there's 3 people that died. The venue has since had an entertainment license revoked. Okay, so the place that was at, they can't even do shows right now because the entertainment license has been revoked, preventing the property from hosting concerts for the foreseeable future. It is one step we can immediately take to ensure that the events of Sunday night were not repeated, Rochester Police Chief David Smith said. And that's usually how it works. But I mean, honestly, if they keep a low profile, and this is how it works in my area. I'm gonna say in my area, right? I seen it where there was a shooting go down in the area where I'm from or where I live, right? And which we already call it. And I ain't gonna say what it is because I'll probably give it away. But the nickname already don't have the best circumstances behind it. So pretty much there was a shooting there. The people revoked the license, and I want to say, like, honestly, about 6 months later, they were back on and popping. Like nobody even knew what happened. Nobody even cared anymore. He says the bottom line is lives were lost, and we need to take steps to make sure that no lives are lost in the future if that was indeed something that was preventable. So he feels like, and this is a chief from the police department, said he feels like this could have been preventable. So, I mean, it's a possibility. We don't know. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that these people didn't try to do it on purpose. I'm going to just skim through this article real quick. So I think she already put that out there. Yeah, so even this, you see a tweet, she says, I'm just now hearing about what happened. What the F, praying everybody is okay. So she put that on Twitter. So clearly, if she's putting it out there like that, that also makes me double down on saying that she clearly didn't know what the hell had happened. And that's kind of like, for them to put a lawsuit on both of those people just because it was their show, I don't know. But then again, they did do the same to Travis. I hate to compare the two because I know we were just talking about Travis last week, but I hate to compare the two. But clearly they were just saying, like, they put this on Travis, and I'm not saying it's stuck because this is my thing with the whole Travis situation. Went kind of quiet. They bring it up only if he gets into something else. But I'm pretty sure if he just keeps the low profile, then I think he'll be okay. And I look like there's another article on here that says Finesse2Tymes laughs at being blamed for New York's deaths. So we're gonna open that up. Yeah, so I'm gonna read what that one says too, because I gotta touch on that. But I want to read a little bit on this real quick, just to make sure just to see if there's any like overlap. So I'm saying, let me touch on this real quick. It says, in the wake of 3 people who died from the injuries suffering at GloRilla's and Finesse2Tymes show, the family, one of the victims, is planning to file a lawsuit against the rappers. Okay, we all know that. TMZ reports this. The promoters, Main Street, read that part. We already know that. As previously reported, 3 people have died after some bucking to industries following industries. No, I'm not industries. It's what am I thinking? Industries. Like I'm so messed up right now, y'all. Injuries. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know why I was butchering it. Yeah, but injuries. I'm messing up. Following the GloRilla's and Finesse2Tymes concert March 5th. So yeah, pretty much same concept of what this is saying. So GloRilla and pretty much, I guess, Finesse2Tymes are about to stick to the same story. Now, I want to know about this. So they said Finesse2Tymes laughs at being blamed for the New York show deaths, offer condolences. Like, why would he laugh? You know, I don't want to play the video because TMZ will get you clapped in a minute. But I do want to touch this. This is also following up on Double XL magazine. So pretty much they're keeping us right along and informed with this. So Finesse2Tymes thinks he is unfairly being blamed for the deaths that occurred at his show with GloRilla in Rochester, New York on Sunday. And he's laughing at the haters while offering condolences at the victims. I get why he's laughing, but I don't think this is a time to laugh when there's deaths involved, sir. But I get it. He's laughing because in his eyes, he's like, I had nothing to do with that. And y'all are blaming us. So I can get where he's possibly thinking and coming from. On Tuesday, March 7th, TMZ caught up with Finesse2Tymes in New York City, where the Memphis rapper was asked to address the unfortunate event where 2 people lost their lives, which we now later find out is 3. So this was before the third person had already been reportedly dead. So this is whenever it first popped. This was fresh. Lost their lives during the Stampede after the show ended. Apparently, people have been blaming him for the tragedy. They've been blaming him, and they blame Lo. This is my thing. If they wasn't already there, you can't blame them for a stampede. And even if it was a shooting, somebody shot something to kind of throw everything off. If it didn't come from their hands, then you know what I'm saying. Like I don't see how you could. I don't know. I just don't see how you can put it on them. That's just me. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. That's one of his lines from one of his songs, by the way. That's the quote I couldn't remember. I think I seen Manny posted that joint up. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. That's one of the quotes he said in his video below, quoting lyrics from his single Back End. Yep, that's exactly what I thought. Because I was just checking them out. I like to do, on these Music Mondays, man, if I don't know too much about the artist, I like to go behind the scenes and do like a little bit of like, just research and back end on them, you know, like a research on them. So when it go on anywhere else, nobody get blamed. When I go on at my show, I get blamed. He continued laughing. So not a time to laugh, but I mean, he has a right to what his thoughts and opinions are. Sometimes when you're winning and you done one fast and you don't one fast, right now, I'm like a created player on the NBA game or something. He added, while added with a chuckle, I'm frowned upon. You know how when people get mad when you play with a created character, I'm the created player. I think what he's meaning because he's had such fast success growth. But I mean, you also knew Moneybagg Yo. Apparently, right? And let me go down the rabbit hole, right? Real quick with Finesse2Tymes. Apparently, before he got locked up and had to do his time, him, Moneybagg Yo, and apparently Black Youngster was actually a group. Black Youngster is also signed to Yo Gotti, to the best of my knowledge. And apparently the group kind of like split, went separate ways because some of them got in trouble. And I think Finesse2Tymes was the one who got in trouble. And then he came out and he signed with Moneybagg Yo. But he already had, you know, and it's always been, and one of the things I saw in the interview that he got asked for is it's alleged and rumored that he actually writes for Moneybagg Yo. And he's confirmed that he doesn't necessarily write, but they bounce ideas off of each other and they kind of like, I guess you can say co-write. You know what I'm saying? They co-write for each other, which from what I'm hearing lately in the music industry, even with as far as Drake, he has people like, while yes, it's been rumored that Drake like used ghostwriters, it's not really a form of ghostwriting. It's like if Drake comes and spit a line like this and somebody like, hey man, you should say this word instead because it go like this. I think you get credit for help writing the song, even if you threw a word or two in there. You know, and I think that's what he meant by that. I think you have to give them a little bit of credit. Granted, are they doing that behind it on the publishing and the paperwork side of things? I don't know, but I just thought that's how the game go. Let's see. Finesse did end up offering condolences to the victims of the tragedy. As far as the situation in New York, condolences to the family and the people who was injured. Wow, I said the word perfectly this fine. He said. Finesse went on to say he does not foresee facing any lawsuits behind the incident. Yeah, okay, too late. The 90-day rapper, yeah, that's another thing. Apparently when he got out, he got on and popping in 90 days. But I mean, at the same time, if you already kind of had a spot, set up for you, I get why people were saying that he feel like he's getting hated. Like, and my thing is this, I've listened to his music. It's okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just one of those, like, it ain't grow on me. You know what I'm saying? The 90-Day Rapper first revealed he was facing backlash from the outcome of the show on Instagram yesterday, March 6th. He goes, shit crazy, wasn't even there. Weren't even there. Folks want me to lose so bad. Why? He wrote on Instagram story. Double XL has reached out to Finesse2Tymes team for comment. So this is what he wrote on Instagram. He says, shit crazy, won't even there. Folks want me to lose so bad. I mean, yeah, nobody really wants to see you ever winning. I mean, that just comes with the game and just how life is sometimes, man. It says, as previously reported, GloRilla and Finesse2Tymes shows at a main event at Main Street Armory in Rochester, New York, ended up in catastrophe when a stampede began around 11 p.m. as concert goers were exiting the venue. 3 women were initially transported to the hospital in critical condition when 2 of the women scrambling to their injuries. 33-year-old, right? Yeah, that's the one per. Yeah, we all got the names. Brandy Miller, that's 2. 7 other people went to the hospital when none life-threatening issues. So apparently 3 people died and 7 people were injured. So, okay, we got the other people. I'm pretty sure, like, it wasn't just people that, some people just were just severely hurt or severely injured. You know what I mean? The Rochester Police Department is still investigating what sparked the stampede. Yeah, I'm very curious too. Apparently he said and this is what I got from the interview. I don't know what's happened just yet, man. So I want to see what began as a night of live music and fun for the performer. GloRilla ended in tragedy with 1 person dead and 2 more fighting for their lives. Police Chief David M. Smith said in his initial statement on the incident. As people began to exit, the crowd began to spurge and rush towards the exit. There are some reports that shots were heard, causing the crowd to panic, but has not been confirmed. So nobody has confirmed. I don't think they still has confirmed if it's really been shots or not. That's just what kind of triggered the stampede is what I got from it. Mike Pengel says, people who don't even know you want you to fail. It is what it is. Survival of the fittest at the end of the day. And that's for everyone. That's a fact. Man, you be surprised how many people actually low key will hate on you. And I will say, like, it's just sad too. That's the thing. That's how you know you're doing something right sometimes too, Mike Pengo. Like, to keep it 100, when you just be in your own lane, just grinding, being success, you will always have somebody to say something negative. But you got to keep going and just keep, stay positive. So, yeah. GloRilla responded to the tragic event on Twitter, which we already read that part. So we don't really got to go on that part. The situation is similar to what transpired at the deadly 2020. Yeah, how did I know? You can't speak this and not think of Astroworld. I said that earlier before. I ain't even read none of these articles, but I'm not surprised. You cannot speak this and not think of the Astroworld, which was in 2021. Think about it. We still think about it, and we're in 2023, and I don't think the Astro World Festival event is pretty much, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are settling, but I don't think it's all the way settled. You know what I mean? And with legal situations, sometimes it can take years. Never mind, I'm not going to touch on that. Jay Brooks says, I thought Finesse me a couple times or whatever it was, a money bag, yo/Young Dolph wannabe sounding cat anyway. I mean, to be honest, they're all from Memphis, so they're all going to have that type of, like, swagger. You know what I'm saying? Like, that type of rapping ability. They all got that. They all say certain words a certain way. And they all got that, like, to me, he sounds like Yo Gotti. And looks like, honestly, he looks like a mixture of Moneybagg Yo. You know what I'm saying? So I think, like, yeah, I don't know. I listened to some of his stuff. I personally wasn't too impressed with it. I'm not going to play the TMZ video because they do not play about their content. If they get your stuff playing, then you know that will pretty much get it all squared away. And apparently this is just some random stuff that's on this pretty much article. So that pretty much closes it out for this. And I'm pretty sure this one is like 3rd person dies after crowd crash and GloRilla concert. I don't think we need to touch on this one. I think at this point they're just telling them where they're at. So, yeah, man, The article, I hope you appreciate this article. Before you move on, I was hoping you would consider taking a step. Okay, cool. That's somebody else. So I don't need to read through this because that kind of just covers that. So I'm going to put myself back on the main screen. I'm going to be on this thing for about another roughly 10 to 15 minutes. Let me share my screen for the big part. Close things out for the night. I think Dunks is pretty much going to be still caught up at work, which is all good. Dunks, get your money. Definitely made it through for the night. All the people that's come through, man, y'all smash the like button. But I will say this. I don't foresee this going. I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no because at the end of the day, I really don't know. But I will say this. I don't see how they're going to have an argument with these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see where they're going to get their, you know, hey, I don't think, you know what I'm saying, these guys are involved if neither one of them are there. But the difference is with Astro World, and I hate to compare the two again, but the difference from what I'm seeing from Astro World and from pretty much their concert is Travis was actually live there performing and it was happening and he didn't stop the crowd. I feel like that's why they're putting a little bit more pressure on Travis versus GloRilla, and this is all alleged, right? According to GloRilla and Finesse2Tymes, they was already gone when it happened. I have a feeling they heard some things before they left, but I don't, like I said, nobody knows, and that's what the investigation is. But if that's going to be their story and the cops don't have what it seems like any rough evidence to go off of, and let's keep it 100, man, I'm not trying to take a shot at our fine, hardworking police departments out there and law enforcement, but they don't always get it right. I'm gonna say this, and their jobs are tough. And I don't want to see like I'm not gonna say I'm not a cop supporter. I'm not gonna say I'm tough on those guys because they definitely got a tough job. But they're honestly, I'm gonna just say this: the best advice, if nobody don't tell you anything else, if you know for a fact that it just happened, if you just know for a fact it happened between you and XYZ, or if you know what happened, that whole story deep down. Say you get caught up in some ish, right? If you know for a fact. Only if it's your word against somebody else's, you tell them, you don't tell on yourself. You don't tell, the more you tell, the more lie you got to cover up. They're trained to get you through that open lies and stuff. So honestly, if you get questioned, just say you have no comment and you would like legal representation. Do not answer any questions. And if you like, honestly, you can answer the question just like this. Hey, I have no comment. I would like an attorney, and leave it at that. Because you don't have to, all you have to do by law, right? And I know a lot of people don't know this, but this is a fact. Now, will it go over smoothly? No. But by law, to the best of my knowledge, all you have to do is identify yourself, show a form of identification, and after that point, you don't have to answer any more questions without legal representation representing you. You can let them know what's going on. But even if you chose, like a lot of people say, like usually people say, I don't know. And then they find out you do know, then they catch you on a lie. So just tell them, you know what I'm saying? Like I know some people just say, I don't know and leave the situation. That works too, but I think the smoothest way to hit it is just be like, yo, I have no comment. Unless, of course, you're really trying to cooperate them. Because, you know, there's been this big thing that's going on now about like, hey, so-and-so's a snitch, so-and-so's a snitch. Everybody, in my opinion, will snitch if given in a certain situation, man. And not saying anybody in the chat is a snitch, but you never know. Sometimes you don't realize you may be snitching. You know what I'm saying? So I also seen the Troy Ave cases going on right now, and he's testified. And you know, when people say you testify, they say that. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I'm just saying that's just how the streets look at it. But I mean that street code thing, man. We've seen the loyalty behind street code. I know I have. And I'll speak for myself. Whenever I got caught up in some stuff, there's been some people where if they know that pretty much they don't have, if the cops don't have anything on them and it's just you, they're going to want you to shut up. Point blank period. And I did, you know, not because I ain't no snitch, but it's like, you know, it wasn't really going to be beneficial to me. And I've told the story several times. You know, but I say all that to say, if you're caught up in a situation, man, and then there will be some situations where low key, because people want to argue, beat the case. You don't always beat the case. Finesse2Tymes can tell you he didn't beat the cases because he just came off of doing 5 years, according to him in an interview, unless I heard him wrong. And this is all alleged. You don't always beat the case with or without an attorney. And then the thing is, the good attorney stuff, or like the attorneys you see on TV or like representing the big high profile cases, to keep it 100, those guys don't want to go to court. No attorney truly wants to go to court. A lot of them want you to most likely settle for a better deal to make their job easier after you don't pay them a whole bunch of money. Just to keep it 100, man. That's how I feel about attorneys. Again, I'm not saying I won't hire one and do what I got to do to clear my name, but at the same time, we've seen people have the best of attorneys and still come up short. And I'll bring up Tory Lanez real quick, man. He didn't say anything. Well, besides running his mouth and slipping through social media a little too much. But he had an attorney, and we saw how that turned out. And in that case was definitely all over the place. But I say all that to say, like, you can have an attorney and still lose. And we was having this conversation in the chop shop, the barbershop. Like, if you don't, I feel like what you pay an attorney, if they don't win your case, they should have to give you half the money back. Now, they will say this, well, hey, if we get through the case early, you get your money back, XYZ, what I don't use. Trust me, they use all of the money. You never get your money back. You know what I mean? Even if the attorney don't win the case, number one thing attorney's going to tell you, I can't guarantee anything. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how the game goes, unless I just haven't had. And if there are attorneys that say they can guarantee XYZ, those people probably get paid something. Those are probably for the top tier. Like, people, you got to be making stupid amount of money. Those are the $1 million lawyers. You know what I'm saying? And even still, I still seen some people not walk away winning. You know what I'm saying? So, not saying it would go to that, but I'm saying for the victims of those people, families who got the attorneys, he or she gonna eat before you. You know what I'm saying? So I would just hope, if anything, I'll say this, man, and y'all chime off if y'all feel me on this one. Maybe they should offer to help assist with the funeral, especially since it's which 3 is a lot of people, don't get me wrong, but with it being 3 deaths, maybe they can offer to help put something towards the funerals. You know what I mean? If we don't take the legal route, but offer to, I ain't gonna say if not pay for the whole funerals, at least like offer to assist. But it seems like that GloRilla and them are most likely saying they wasn't there and they're not going to be involved at all as far as anything that's not there. They're saying pretty much they are not responsible, which I can see their defense. I can see their defense on that. So I can definitely see their defense on that. Now, if the people do eventually get the lawyers involved? Well, obviously the family said they getting lawyers involved. They may or may have to come to court. So and the thing is, y'all see how long it takes to go to court too. I want y'all to think about this. Tory just got found guilty back in January, right? February. I want to say January. That case, that happened in like early 2020, if I'm not mistaken. If it wasn't 2020, it was 2021. I want to say in 2020, that happened, and the case didn't start off until like late 2022 and ended in 2023. So that's my thing. You see, like if you get it's not going to be a quick payday. So you think an attorney that's going to say they're going to be working that case the whole entire time, when reality is, from my experience, and I ain't got to say no attorney's name that I had, seems like, honestly, they act like they've been working my case the whole entire time, but hell, the only time I feel like they working is like the day or 2 or 3 days before we about to go to court. And I'm like, nah, man, what you been doing this whole entire time with all the money I gave you? I don't want to get too sensitive here, but that's how I feel. And it seems like they always hit me up like, I'm thinking like, dang, we getting closer and closer through the date. Sometimes they don't hit you up until the night before, and it's like, how are you prepared to prep for this? And I get it, they do it all the time. I know I prep for the lives the day before, but I mean, at the same time, I'm not up here, I'm not getting paid like to represent somebody where they're gonna, hey, if you lose, this could hurt your whole entire livelihood and your life situation. You know what I'm saying? That's just my thought process on it with the attorneys, man. I don't want to bash them because I know there are some good attorneys out there, but I will tell you one thing. The word good attorneys don't come cheap, you know, and I can honestly say I've had an okay attorney, but I've had, out of all the attorneys I've had more worse attorneys in my, I guess maybe because I lost. And let me clarify, I lost all my cases with a good attorney and with a bad attorney. But I will say this, I will say the bad attorneys, you really know real quickly when they're the bad attorneys. Like, you're like, damn, yeah, man. You know, and that's the thing. I know you're saying, like, well, if you know they're bad, why did you hire them? There could be many different reasons. It could be money. Why you got to take this lawyer versus just going there by yourself. Or this is my thing. If they're an attorney, they're very good at, like, talking fast to sell themselves as to hire them to represent you. But once they get your money, they talk completely different from whenever they're trying to earn your business versus once they already have it. Trust me, whenever they have your business and they already got your money, you become an order on their stack of papers of what cases they got to go through first, which makes sense. But at the same time, what they sell and what they do, totally two different ball games, and it's stressful either way. That's why I try my best to just, you know, literally stay out the way when it comes to the legal system, man, because I'm never happy whenever I gotta go there. Period. And that's my thing. So I will say this, been on this joint for an hour and 26 minutes, gonna close out right at the 30-minute mark. So few more minutes, man. Appreciate everybody for coming through on Music Monday, showing love, man. Salutes to Dunks for getting that bread, of course. And we will be back with another Music Monday next Monday, man. If y'all are liking the music segments, y'all let me know. Really appreciate it. Really goes a long way. I just, you know, like this thing, I'm gonna close out with this. Condolences to those victims and to the families, right? Because I'm pretty sure the people that went in the hospital, they didn't just go, hopefully they didn't just go for no reason, because even if you got insurance, if you go into the emergency room, that, you know, you still may or may have to pay something later on down the road. You know what I'm saying? So who's to say they're going to file something? So I'm very curious. I'm going to keep my eye on this to see how this goes. I'm very curious how this is going to turn out for both sides. From, you know, actually, I get, damn, there's a lot of sides. We got the promoters getting sued. We got the people, because I'm assuming the promoters work for several different clubs, and the promoter going to go from somewhere else working club to club, probably, I'm assuming. But the promoters are getting sued. The actual venue is getting sued, which is the club, and then the actual entertainment. So you got three people getting hit with lawsuits. I'm assuming all they want is one of them to stick. And if one of them stick, it could affect each other too. You never know sometimes it can be like a ripple effect. If they win one out of the three, they can either leave it alone or keep trying to go more and more. So you never know, man. But I'm very curious. Again, condolences to the people family, man. And I do hope there is some justice served if there was anything wrong doing, man. But appreciate everybody for coming through tonight. Smash the like button. Sub up to the channel if you haven't done so already, man. I'm Jeremy Jones, and of course, y'all know I normally make content about sneakers. And of course, occasional trial hauls. But y'all know we usually got sold out Wednesdays, and we got sold out on Saturday, which we will be back Wednesday with another sold out. Hopefully Dunks is with us. We will be talking some form of sneaker content. And of course, this is Music Monday. Appreciate everybody for coming through, showing love. Smash the like button, sub up to the channel, and I am officially out this thing, man. Peace.
That's why I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you on, I need a truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, that's why I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you on, I need a truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. She throwing tantrums, that's why I need it all, girl, and some. She blowing on my phone, I can't answer. No, I cannot give another chance, girl. Oh, yeah. I just swerve, dog, and now I know. I swear you gotta live and learn. She just wanted money and the Gucci with some fur. Oh, I did too much, now I gotta do me first. Ah, bitch, don't kill my vibe now. When you talking, swear that all I hear is lies now. Back in the day, I would swear you ain't that kind now. Took a time out just to set a vibe now. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. She throwing tantrums. Swear I need it all, girl, and some. She blowing on my phone, I can't answer. No, I cannot give another chance, girl. Oh, yeah, I just swerve. Dogging now, I know, I swear you gotta live and learn. She just wanted money and the Gucci with some fur. Oh, I did too much, now I gotta do me first. Ah, bitch, don't kill my vibe now. When you talking, swear that all I hear is lies now. Back in the day, I would swear you ain't that kind now. Took a time out just to set a vibe now. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. Yeah, swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but you should slide through, we could do some. She throwing tantrums. Swear I need it all, girl, and some. She blowing on my phone, I can't answer. No, I cannot give another chance, girl. Oh, yeah, I just swerve. Dogging now, I know, I swear you gotta live and learn. She just wanted money and the Gucci with some fur. Oh, I did too much, now I gotta do me first. Ah, bitch, don't kill my vibe now. When you talking, swear that all I hear is lies now. Back in the day, I would swear you ain't that kind now. Took a time out just to set a vibe now. Swear I need a new one. I could tell by your vibe you've been through some. Tell me what you want, I need the truth, but